Hey, what's up, world? I'm back again, Sarah North, trying to stay consistent with these videos. Just thinking about taking a little different approach instead of just focusing on politics all the time, because I am so, well, I would like to say that I'm a diverse person and I'm interested in a lot of things, not only politics, but ATV, four-wheeler riding. I'm a bail bondsman. I have a master's degree in human resource, undergrad in business. Worked in the corporate world for about 10 years. Big fan of UFC. I do a lot of different things. Just started back working out. But anyway, I'm going to get to the topic of this one. This is about UFC 257. It was kind of big. And the only reason it was kind of big was you have all the Johnny Come Lately fans and the fans that I say are not real UFC or MMA fans. They tune in to this one because of the Conor McGregor. Everybody knows when you say Conor McGregor, you have all the people. Whenever a Conor McGregor fight comes on, I have all my friends that don't really watch UFC calling me because they know I always get. I don't get every fight, but majority of the pay-per-view fights I get because my brother and I are big UFC fans. My brother's he's a way bigger UFC fan than I am, or just say MMA. Excuse me, MMA. And I fall behind him. If he's probably like on the 8 out of 1 to 10 scale, 8 as far as like knowledge and stuff of UFC. I would say I'm probably about a 6. I keep up with UFC. I know what's going on. I know what's going on in MMA. A lot of times I might not know all the fighters, but I know most of them. Like I know Poirier. You know, everybody know McGregor. I heard of Dan Hooker before. I didn't know about Michael Chandler. My brother was telling me about him when I started asking. Who else on the card that I know? I know a few other fighters, but I keep up with it kinda. So I know what's going on, and I'm just not there just to watch a knockout and stuff, anything like that. My thing is, my favorite thing, it don't happen too much no more, but my favorite thing is to see some, rather than see a knockout, my favorite thing is to see somebody get put in a arm bar. I don't know what it is about, you can have two guys fighting, rolling around on the ground, and somehow they come up with their arm jacked up and tapping because of arm bar. If that's the way I could submit anybody, if I'm fighting, I love to submit somebody in an arm bar, and in a street fight you break somebody's arm or just put them in the arm bar and make them tap out, because it's like it just looks so crazy when you get them and you have them stretched out, you know. But yeah, the arm bar is my favorite move out of everything. I know it's weird, but everything you UFC, it's my favorite thing to see. Somebody get put in the arm bar and submitted. I'd rather see that in the knockout, because it's just so weird and so interesting how a person ends up in that position. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, my thoughts on UFC 257. I was gonna comment last night while the iron was still hot. It's probably still a little lukewarm as far as the attention and everybody caring about it. And just my take on it. It was kind of jacked up because trying to log on, I know everybody else had the experience with it. Well, not everybody else. Couldn't watch it. We was trying to log on, my brother and I, and it kept throwing us errors, talking about your TV provider, this location is not eligible to this TV provider. It's giving us all type of errors, and it took forever to get the fight, and we actually didn't get the fight until about the third, right before the Chandler fight. Yeah, it was the females, Joanne Calderwood and Jessica. I really didn't pay attention to their fight. But that's when that fight was almost over. That's when we actually got the stream to go. But before we talk about Conor and Dustin, my brother was telling me, like, yeah, man, Michael Chandler cold, man. He come from Bellator, dude bad. He was, going off the head about him. Oh, okay. Let me watch this little dude. He get in there. Oh, okay. I'm watching. I saw he like a little cocky Wes Welker. A little strong, little white guy, man. He was tough though. And If I wouldn't know, he's like one of them naturally athletic dudes in high school, one of them little white guys, but strong as hell, 5'8", like a badass kind of. You know what I'm saying? So I liked his energy. I liked his fighting style. He like a little Mike Tyson for real. I almost want to say the boy looked like he on them roids a little bit, but he wasn't too swole. But he looked like he might be, on the little juicy side of the game. But I ain't gonna put that out there on because I know they got testing and stuff in the UFC. It ain't like how it used to be. But dude, a little bad. He a little badass. I'm gonna have to watch a little bit more. I'm gonna go watch some more of his old fights. See, that's what I do. As far as me, like, so when I see a catch a Chandler, I go on YouTube and watch his old fights just to catch up on him and see how he's progressed and how he's came along in the game. You know what I'm saying? So I was real surprised about Chandler, but ain't nobody ready for. I know he was calling out Khabib, but ain't nobody ready for Khabib right now. I don't know who can break the code. I'll tell you, I'm gonna get to that later. I'll tell you how. The only way I believe you're gonna be able to catch Khabib slipping, somebody gonna have to be like a Masvidal knee. Somebody gonna have to catch him with a knee when he's shooting. That's the only way. That's the only way. And I was telling my brother though something too. Only other person I believe will even have a chance with Khabib, and people call me crazy with this. You don't call me crazy. When Tyrone Woodley had his mind right, and he was focused as all outdoors, and he was doing everything the right way, and when he was in his prime, Tyrone Woodley would have had a chance to beat Khabib. And the reason I say this, if he dropped weight and they got into the same weight class, because Woodley had a hell of a takedown, stop and takedown defense like a mug, man. Like when he fought, what's that guy? That guy that was the king of the takedowns. I can't think his name right now. That it's the fight that Dana White got pissed at. He got pissed at Tyrone Woodley because he fought a boring ass fight, and I'm typing it right now. Just bear with me. I'm trying to look it up. Excuse me. Got a little digestion. I've been eating tacos and stuff, but Usman Till Maya, Damian Maya. There you go. Man, he fought Damian Maya and he stopped and stopped and stopped and stopped every takedown. Stopped every takedown. And that was in 17, July 2017. If Willie was at his prime, he's one of the people I know it sounds crazy that Khabib when he's in his prime, because his takedown defense was impeccable. And Tyrone Woodley is strong as a motherfucking ox. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, that's the guy I see that could be Khabib in his prime. I know it sounds crazy, but that's the only guy I can see that could probably do it. You got excuse me, I had indigestion. I'm drinking wine. I had tacos for dinner. It's crazy. But anyway, getting on to the main deal. Conor McGregor versus Poirier. I can talk a lot about this because I know both of these fighters. I don't know Poirier as good as I know Conor, but like to me, in my opinion, all the real like MMA watchers and UFC, I don't want to see Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor don't get me hyped to come watch him because he old news. You know what I'm saying? He's old. He's old news. He's a one-trick pony. He's been figured out. He's been exposed a long time ago. Even when my guy, when Nate beat his ass. Really, Nate beat him. Nate won all. To me, Nate won all them fights. He won both them fights. They gave one to Conor because that last one, they gave it to him. Man, in my opinion, that Nate really won that fight. But Conor had the hype machine behind him, and they're trying to sell tickets, and Nate wasn't He's not what my dad would call the yes sir man, and he ain't gonna do what anybody just tell him to do. He's gonna make his own decisions, and they gonna march to the beat of his own drum, and he's gonna do what he feels like doing, and he wasn't a company man. You know what I'm saying? So Conor, they wanted Conor to win that fight, but even when they beat him, the first time choked him out. Dude, everybody know when I say this, dude, he doesn't have any wind. He doesn't have any stamina. And then on top of that, I don't think he has any heart. And he's been exposed. If you basically if you stop, only thing he get going for him is that left. That left. Conor rides with the crowd. Conor's a hype fighter. He's a hype beast fighter. If the crowd behind him and he's amped up and he's turned up and the crowd's yelling his name and he hits you once and he hits you twice, and the more the crowd gets into it, he feeds off that energy. And he feeds and he feeds and he hits you with that one hitter quitter and that one hitter quitter left. And that usually happens in the first or second round. But if you take Conor to deep water, just like not MMA, but just boxing, like when he fought Mayweather. He just took him into that deep water and just let him drown. Same thing with Khabib. Khabib, when he gets demoralized, when you break him down and you bring him in that second, third round, that gas gone because that hype gone. And that one hitter quitter energy, he spent so much energy trying to knock your ass out the first round, then maybe the second. If you take him in that deep water, it's over with. And I believe everybody's been studying Conor and watching Conor. You know that's what he has left. So watching that fight, Dustin Poirier just fought a smart-ass fight. Because when he came out, Dustin looks kind of weird, he looks like kind of goofy like in the ring. But he started boxing with Conor. Boxing. You see what Conor hit. The crowd. They getting crunk. Conor's getting more motivated. He getting more energy with the crowd. Poirier read that in a minute or two on the fight. He like, nah, let me go and lock you up and go and start wrestling you. Poirier wrestled the man. Started wrestling him, holding him down. Kept him pinned up against the ropes. Conor started doing the little shoulder bump, An experienced MMA fighter ain't gonna go for this shit. And they were just going back and forth with each other. Poirier was talking noise to him. They were both talking noise to each other. So Poirier just wrestled him the whole first round pretty much. Well, halfway through it and only out to the end of the first round. At the end of the first round, like, yeah. That was pretty smart, Poirier. I'm like, that's pretty smart. That's pretty smart. Then second round came out again. Started boxing a little bit. But then I started seeing Poirier. Bow. He chopping at the right leg. Which is totally super smart. Because you gotta have power in your legs for you to, make that punch. Any puncher, they tell you your power comes from your core, your hips, your legs. You gotta have power there. So if you chopping at that right leg, because he's standing in southpaw stance at all times. He's chopping at that right leg, making it weak, so he doesn't have any power on that right leg. He can't extend. He can't do nothing. So you tear that right leg up, the left is gone. Conor did get hit Poirier got hit with a few shots, but after he got hit with a few shots, and he survived them, he just kept chomping away at that right leg. There go the fight. Because Conor ain't got nothing else. Unless you're inexperienced and get you on the ground and choke you out some type of way because you're not good at grappling anything. But when Conor's leg went out and you start seeing that leg hurting, that was the end of the fight pretty much. Fight was over. And Poirier just kept on with the plan, tearing that right leg up till he flipped him around to the other side. He got him on the cage. And then he started boxing him. And one thing about Conor, whenever he meets adversity or a hard time or he's not fighting at optimum strength, when he gets an injury or something, you stick a fork in him, he's done. He's lost all his will. He doesn't have that heart of a champion. I don't think he has a heart of a champion when he's front. When he's on the high end. He's a front. He's like a front rider. You know what I'm saying? When he's on top and everything's good, oh, he's hard to beat. He's turned up. He's wild. He's crazy. He's talking shit. You know, he's Conor. But when any type of adversity meets, any type of if he gets tired, like we had a basketball coach when I was growing up in high school, and he's always tell us fatigue makes cowards of many men. And that's Conor right there. I'm pointing it to my other. I got to do a monitor. I'm pointing to my other monitor. Fatigue makes cowards of many men. We should be told that every day in basketball practice. And that's what I see with Conor. Fatigue. And then it could be also, he done made all his money. He rich now. So you start getting your ass beat or choked out. That's why he tapped out so fast with Khabib. You know what I'm saying? That's why he tapped out fast with Nate. He tapped out because, hey, he got his money now. He ain't messed up. Oh, well, the whatchamacallit beat him before he fought Mayweather. Nate did. But just how easy he gives up now. Because he got money in the bank. He ain't tripping. But also, I'm going to say something else people don't want to say. Conor might be on that, like the old head say, narcotic. Allegedly. I think Conor might be on those slippery slopes. On that Tony Montana or something. Because you know that's what rich folks do. Yeah. And his actions and all the while now off camera like a year or two ago and just all the while now he getting into it in the clubs and stuff. He might have a substance abuse issue, allegedly. He might have a substance abuse issue, I believe. The media don't want to talk about it because he be doing a whole bunch of suspect stuff. Kind of had all type of sexual assault allegations thrown at him and stuff, and they never took him off. They kept him clean in the media. They try to hide all of it. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. But I guess he's saying he gonna fight again, but like I really don't care to see him fight. Like ain't nobody. The only person I can see him fight. I want to see him fight Masvidal and maybe get his ass beat. I'd like to see him fight Covington just to fight. Covington, Masvidal. I don't see a Gaethje beat the brakes off him. He ain't got nothing for Gaethje. Them the two fights I can see him fighting, you know. Maybe Ferguson. But Ferguson might beat his ass too because he don't got no energy. And everybody figure him out unless he changes the game up. Because like I said, hell, everybody know your game now. Even if you're not a shooter like Khabib, if you don't shoot every time, and grapple take him down, chop the right leg. Stay out. The first round, stay away from that left. Don't get hit too hard. Don't get clipped. Wrestle him, son. Second round, wrestle him some more if you need to. Start chopping away at the left. Even at the beginning of the fight. At the right. Get that right leg jacked up. You get that right leg taken out. Fight over with because he ain't got nothing else for you. You know what I'm saying? He got nothing else for you. And he's kind of talking all the good talk about, hey, I got to come back. It's taking me a while. I've been off a long time. I've been rusty, blah, blah, blah. But, same time, you can't be considered one of the greats because people like John St. Pierre, that man can be out 4 or 5 years, come back, and like he in his prime. That boy don't never get rusty or fall off. That's how cold Pierre is. But I'm just not a super UFC oracle or anything like that. I don't know everything about UFC. Just somebody with a moderate I got moderate information. Not information, but my UFC MMA IQ is decent. I can talk MMA and stuff, but I'm just not as knowledgeable as if I was into it all the time, but I do know good fighters and I can tell fight styles and I can watch a basic UFC fight. I can watch any UFC fight and enjoy it, you know what I'm saying? It don't even have to be a big card, but that's my take on Conor. I think he got issues with drugs, maybe allegedly. I believe he on that shit. He got too much money now. He look like type of wild boy to be snorting cocaine and drinking his proper 12 whiskey. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. Or then the will he got, I think he still got a lot of money. You got that money. It's hard. It's hard for some athletes. Turn the real ones from the like a Mayweather, and the real ones from the real true passionate champions from the ones that's not really about their life, like Mayweather. When you got all that money and you can still wake up and train as hard as you can when you broke. Whereas you got people like McGregor, you can tell can't be training as hard as he supposed to be because he be getting too tired too fast, or he just gives up too fast. Something ain't right about that. So it's either drugs or the heart. Could be both. But that's my take on UFC 257. Well, the last two fights, because they ain't a whole take on the whole deal. But that's my take on it. And I'm glad to see fans back in the arena. We need to get back to living normal. Supposed to been doing, but it's messed up that they all of a sudden now trying to, over here in the States, trying to say we need to get back to normal now since old boy was placed in the Manchurian candidate was placed into office. So whatever. I'm out, y'all. Holla back.